If you happen to be venturing to any mock draft website or draft guru's Twitter profile in the last few months, you likely have seen the name Cade Cunningham appear at the very top. Anointed as a franchise savior when he was just a junior in high school, the buzz around Cade has certainly been palpable, as his draft stock has held steady throughout the college season. It would have gone up, but Cunningham already started the 2021 draft cycle as the #1 prospect according to most evaluators, including myself. As a 6'8 lead guard with precise passing vision, versatile defensive ability, and a strong 3-level scoring package, it's easy to see why teams are so excited about what Cade can become. And I have a good feeling that the winners of the 2021 NBA Draft Lottery will look a lot more like this than like this.
You just got to Minnesota a few months ago.
Cade Cunningham is currently a freshman playing at Oklahoma State University, where he's averaging 18.8 points a game, 6.2 rebounds, and 3.4 assists on 43% shooting and 42.3% from 3. He grew up in Arlington, Texas as the son of Keith Cunningham, a former college football player at Texas Tech, and as the brother of Cannon Cunningham, a former basketball player at SMU, and now assistant coach at Oklahoma State under Mike Boynton.
What a coincidence!
Cade grew up playing quarterback as a kid, and he said in interviews that it helped him become a better passer on the court as he got older. He spent his first 2 high school seasons at Bowie High School in Arlington, where he started on the varsity basketball team as a freshman and played alongside current Texas Tech guard Kyler Edwards. After 2 years there, Cade transferred to prep powerhouse Montverde Academy, where as a senior he led probably the most dominant high school basketball team ever assembled. Seriously, this team potentially featured 4 first-round picks in the 2021 draft in Scotty Barnes, Moses Moody, and Day'Ron Sharpe. To put this roster into perspective, these are the college teams to have had 3 or more players selected in the same first round since the 1976 NBA-ABA merger. And after 2021, a 14th program will be added to this list, Montverde. Before his senior season was cut short, Cade was leading this monstrosity of a basketball team to an undefeated season, and they most likely would have won a national championship as well. Cunningham's rather rare and new prototype as a jumbo lead guard has proven to be an extremely advantageous and valuable commodity in the recent years. Look at the types of offenses that have been built around players in that mold. James Harden's Houston Rockets had some of the best offenses in basketball when he was there, and just last year, Luka Doncic's Mavericks set an NBA record for offensive efficiency. Having a guy that can get his shot off at nearly any time, while also being able to initiate offense for teammates, is always a major plus on that end. And Cade Cunningham seems to have that level of upside. Defensively, Cunningham also projects as a stout force. His 6'8", 220-pound frame will allow him to guard 1 through 3 in the NBA, and maybe even some 4s. And by the looks of it, he could even put on a bit more weight as well. He doesn't have the quickest of feet, but he is disciplined and engaged enough to still contribute positively in my view. What excites me most about Cunningham is his polished and still blossoming scoring ability. Cade wasn't really known as a big-time scorer coming out of high school, but at Oklahoma State, he's shown that he can take over games in that regard when needed. His 18.8 points a game leads the Big 12, and he can generate buckets in a variety of ways. He can beat his defender off the dribble as he does here against West Virginia. He's shown a real comfort in shooting off the dribble from 3 and from mid-range. His size also allows him to post up smaller defenders and finish through them as he does here. And he's also a fantastic pick-and-roll scorer, a must for an NBA lead guard. Watch him snake the ball screen here and pull up for the floater while avoiding the charge call. This is pretty special stuff. And again, Cade isn't really known as a score-first type of guard, which makes his production this year all the more impressive. He's playing outside of his comfort zone and still helping the Cowboys remain competitive for a tournament bid due to his increased scoring responsibility. Cade already does an excellent job at controlling the pace of the game. This is an NBA level skill that not many young NBA guards have in their bag their rookie season. I'm not saying you could plug Cade into an NBA offense today and he'd face no growing pains, but I am saying that in terms of some of the previous prospects we've seen in the last few years, Cade is miles ahead in terms of pace control. He kind of reminds me of when a teacher says, "I'll wait," when the class is being noisy. Cunningham is just patient, and he lets the game come to him rather than the other way around. This quality is clear in the types of passes Cade makes. They are quick, decisive reads, and they can come at any perceivable angle. Notice anything about the passes I'm showing you though? Yeah, they're all ending in misses. The assist numbers don't reflect how good of a passer Cade is. Oklahoma State has a dearth of shooting and floor spacing, so it makes things more difficult for Cade now than it will be in the NBA. Thanks to Adam Spinella too for getting these clips together. You guys should really check him out, and I'll link his channel down below. Still, a concern with Cunningham is what exactly happens when he can't control the pace of the game. Cunningham right now reminds me of Wisconsin basketball, and that pace of play matters for his performance. Like Wisconsin, when Cade is controlling the pace, he looks like the best player on the floor. But when the pace is out of his hands, he can get swallowed up rather easily. And when you watch this happen, you kind of want to poke Cade with a stick and say, come on, do something. While he does okay in faster environments, he definitely can look a little bit more out of sorts. Of course, there are other concerns with Cade Cunningham. He has a tendency to get stonewalled on drives to the rim due to his lack of burst and somewhat loose handle, and defensively he can get blown by on closeouts at times, but his length and fluidity should allow him to recover more often than not. But with these criticisms, we must be careful, because it's not like every NBA player has tremendously quick feet or jump out of the gym athleticism. And again, players like Luka Doncic and James Harden have shown you that they can be incredible offensive engines and at least average defenders without exceptional athletic pop. Those are two obviously lofty comparisons for Cade, but it's more a way to put into perspective the importance of athleticism and foot speed. Sure, they're nice to have, but they aren't a death wish for any player that lacks them. Even if those concerns persist, those are still negligible minuses with Cade in my opinion, and ones that shouldn't limit his ceiling as a player in my view. In Cade, you aren't getting the flashiest player or the most eye-popping, but you're definitely getting a prospect with a strong enough foundation to become a high-level franchise cornerstone. Give me your thoughts below.